All right, it's me. Good day, neighbors and niggas. Welcome to my channel. I am your foster mother, Kay, and I'm presenting you with Daytime Divas. We start off with this like memorial moment for Maxine, and it's like, girl, she's not dead. She's over there on the elliptical. We find out that Shawn, who is Maxine's son, is biologically her nephew, and she adopted him. And then Heather wants to sing, and Maxine is still running the show from, her deathbed, which is the elliptical. And she, as soon as Heather gets up there with the mic and is getting ready to sing, she tells them to cut to commercial. Then she says something about Caitlyn Jenner, because they're talking about replacing her, and they're talking about this, that, and the other. These people are maybe replacing you, and they're talking about Caitlyn Jenner. Maxine said, we cannot have a woman with male privilege on the show. And I still don't know if I'm offended or shook. I told my mama, my hairline, my follicles disintegrated, and my hairline receded, and I'm bald. It was a read. Anyway, so Mo's boy toy is over there messing up and not doing well, and Mo is defending him. And I'm sitting here like, I don't understand why you're defending him, because if this tape gets out, it is a sex tape. It's not a sexual harassment tape. It's not a tape of her like walking by and smacking his butt and, saying looking good and all. It's not sexual harassment. It was consensual sex and non-consensual recording. So I don't understand why she feels like she's, by the balls, why he feels like he got her by the balls, but I don't understand. So we are back on the show, and after, the commercial cut, we're back, and, Heather gets up and she's like, I'm going to sing my song again. And as soon as Heather hits those notes, Maxine pops up from the audience, and I don't understand how she got to be in the audience without anybody noticing that she was there, because she's very bright with very blue eyes. I'd have seen her. Anyway, so she pops up as soon as the girl starts singing the notes, and she's like, why is everything so glum? It's not like anyone died. And everybody, the crowd goes wild. And I'm just like, she looks amazing. She looks great. Everybody is shook, she scoots Mo out of her chair, and they finish the show. And then she calls Kibby to her office. So Kibby, for some reason, when she said, Kibby, can I see you in my office? Kibby then goes, me? Do you know anybody else on earth named Kibby? Like, yes, you. She goes to the office, and Kibby is shook down boots, because she feels like Maxine knows her tea, about her getting high and drunk the other day and all of that. And she's getting ready to spill it. And she's getting ready to tell all of it. And Maxine is like, I know that the girls are out here and they're trying to take my spot. And Kibby's like, oh, so it's not time for me to spill my tea. Okay, well, anyway. And Maxine gives, I'm very proud of you. Kibby decides then that we are not going to disappoint her and spill that, these things happen. I feel like it would have been a good time to do that, though, because Maxine is going to find out, and she's going to be upset. But whatever. And then she says, that's all I wanted. Just wanted to tell you I was proud of you and shake the girls up by having you in my office. So if you'll just sit here for about 5 more minutes, because I know they're out there waiting to know what happened. And she does. And then when Kibby steps out of the office, they're like, what did she say? What was it? And she's like, oh, no, it was nothing. And I'm just like, this is delicious. Because Kibby is giving, junior manipulator. And I feel like Maxine is going to craft her and mold her into the master manipulator that I know Kibby can be. And I live for it. Anyway, Nina tells Shawn that she loves him. And I just, okay. Kibby is Skyping her girlfriend walking through the town, yada, yada, yada. And then Kibby's sister is in her dressing room. Kibby gives her money so she can give the money to their mama. All of that. The network president pops by with flowers, and he wants to talk strategy, and Maxine doesn't want to talk strategy, and she closes the door right on his hind parts. As you can see, I am tired and I'm hungry, and I'm sitting right outside this Chick-fil-A, and I'm ready to eat. But I'm giving you this review because I really do like Daytime Divas. Then Mo, as the network president, is coming out of Maxine's office. She is saying, have you noticed that she's not all there? Her health is just not great, yada, yada, yada. And the network president is like, I'm going to keep an eye on it. We swoop over to Maxine's home, and Edison from Scandal is the doorman. And I'm just like, I never liked him on Scandal. Something about him doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't reside in my heart. I just don't. I'm not sure. Maxine mentions retirement. And I'm like, you aren't going to retire. You're going to be like our good girlfriend, Barbara Walters, who doesn't, Bobwa, Barbara, like she said. I pronounce it the way she pronounces it. Barbara, she was like 100 when she retired, and she's still not fully retired. So anyway, we sit down at the table, and, you know, we're having Justin Timberman on the show, and the stupid boy toy PA is, he switched the cards around, got them all messed up, and has Justin Timberlake's card. And Mo switches her cards with Maxine's cards or whatever. And then, you know, Justin Timberman comes out and he's giving, you know, hey, I'm a doctor. And apparently there are allegations against him, and Maxine is trying to get the tea. And she's like, you know, normally I don't need these cards, but my brain is a little foggy right now. You know, I was in a coma and all. And she's reading, and she's like, there are these allegations from these women that, you know, you dated Britney Spears. And I'm like, you know, and then he's like, well, she's beautiful, but unfortunately, no, I didn't date Britney Spears. And she goes into, so you're gay. And I'm like, what? Like, I understand that the gays live for Britney. 2007 Britney and 2009 Britney, to be exact. They go up. And when she came out with Work, whatever year that was that 11? 12? I don't know. Yeah, but the gays love her. And I guess that was the correlation she was trying to make. That, you know, you think Britney is great, so you're gay. I don't know. But he's like, I'm not going to discuss my sexuality. And whenever the girls say they're not discussing their sexuality, that's gay. That's just a telltale sign that there's homo or bi or pansexuality within them. Let me see. Shawn is pissed at Mo for, you know, sabotaging all of this, and the network wants to cut Maxine down to 3 shows a week and rotate guest hosts, you know, during those other times. And then Nina. Kibby walks into Nina's office, or her dressing room, and Nina's on the floor with the trash can vomiting, which we all know, and I've been telling y'all the whole time, and we're on episode 2, so I've been telling y'all for 2 episodes, Nina's gonna have a black baby. I've been telling you, she's gonna have this baby, it's gonna be black, this, that, and the other. Now, this was before I realized that her husband was also black, because last week we only got a glimpse, and I wasn't sure, but the husband's black too. But anyway, she's having this black baby. Kibby walks in, and she's like, oh, girl, you're bulimic, I was there. And Nina's like, I'm not bulimic, what? And Kibby's like, oh, I should not have assumed. So are you pregnant? And Nina starts crying, and she's like, oh my gosh, you are pregnant. That is so crazy, like Beyonce would say. And then Nina's like, don't tell anyone. Kibby's like, oh, I won't tell anyone. You know, she walked smooth down to Maxine's office and let her know. You know she did. If she didn't, I would be very surprised. So Heather comes home, and, you know, her children are there being annoying and loud, as children are. And her husband is sitting there, and he's watching TV, and they have their slave in the kitchen slaving. And the husband is pissed because she missed dinner, and, you know, this was a very important night for him, and he wanted to eat. And, yeah, so they tell the kids to go watch cartoons, and then they have a fight. And I'm just like, okay. But Heather is like she's giving pushback, you know, with him. She's like, you having to talk to me like this. I'm like, you've been hanging out with Mo. But anyway, Kibby meets up with her mother at a lovely restaurant, and the mother's like, this is so fancy. I can't believe we could have just went to, you know, Pizza Hut at your house. And she's like, well, then you wouldn't know where I live. I'm like, she probably can find out. It's not hard to find out where a celebrity lives. It's hard to get into their homes, but it's not hard to find out where their home is. Okay, yeah, do that. And then Kibby mentions that, you know, you need to do better by, is it Tandy? Whatever the little sister's name is. And she's like, you turned out all right. I'm not going to do any better. And Kibby's like, you need to do better or I'm going to seek custody. And Mama's like, sis, you don't have it. You can't raise, ain't no judge going to give you this baby. You act a fool all the time and you high right now. So, I mean, she wouldn't, but still. Nina tells her husband that she found a sperm donor and it's somebody, you know, that's reputable. And I'm like, that's your play? I would have really straight up went in there and played it off like, babe, your sperm worked. I can't believe. I took a test today. Pregnant. It was your sperm. But no, she didn't do that. She came in with, oh yeah, I found a donor. Like, girl, you better fake like this a miracle. I don't have time. Let me see. So Kibby is talking to her girlfriend on Skype again and, you know, walking through the streets, very upset with her mother. And then while she's Skyping, she's showing up at a home. I couldn't tell if it was her house, her girlfriend's house, or what. But she walked in there and her girlfriend was in the bed with another man. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you do that? Why would you be on Skype talking to somebody in the bed with somebody else? Like, if you gonna cheat. Now, listen, I used to be one of the serialist cheaters on earth. I was a severe serial cheater in my day, back when I dated. I don't date anymore because I don't have the time because, you know, karma probably. But I used to cheat all the time on the girls. And when I was dating this one man, this one particular young man. He, you know, I'm only 23, so he was like young because this was in the day. And I was cheating on him with his good girlfriend. These are both boys. And they met up. And I didn't know they were best friends because I don't pay attention to anybody because I'm self-absorbed. But yeah, they met up, and it was very much a same girl, same girl. Speaking of, that song is so stupid. But yeah, it was a Usher Raymond, Robert Kelly moment. And I was found out, and I haven't cheated since. I don't know what that has to do with Kibby and her girlfriend, but whatever. Anyway, Kibby's pissed. She throws her latte at the wall. It splashes back on Mo. And Mo is shook because this is her favorite shirt. And I'm like, buy another one. You got a job. Just get another one. And then she says she has something to show Maxine. And Maxine's booked. She doesn't have time. Then Nina goes over there and tells Shawn she's pregnant. And I'm like, why would you? Why would you do that? I would have been taking that, you know, if my bags aren't packed and I have left my husband already, I would be taking that lie to the grave. This is my husband's baby. I would have been. But yeah, she tells him that she's pregnant, and, you know, he's shook about it. Mo then goes and shows Maxine her own medical records. And she's like, that is illegal. How did you get that? And she's like, what you gonna do, call the police? I got you now. I got your number. Like Tammy and Malaysia over there. And I'm just like, why is Mo being so nasty and vile and gutter snipish? I didn't care for it, but whatever. Then we get on the show, and Maxine opens up and you know, she's like, I have a confession. I've been lying. I was tempted, you know, to get plastic surgery, an eyebrow lift to be exact. And I went to the doctor's office, and just thank God my body rejected it. Thank God my body rejected the anesthesia, and I did not go through with this operation. And I'm just like, genius. Genius. How's Maxine gonna come back? I mean, how's Mo gonna come back from that? That was pure geniusery. I loved it. And then in the middle of all her, you know, crying, and she's like, this is why I do this show. This is why I'll be here 5 days a week for you, which was a way of telling the girls that she will not be doing these three days a week and having the rotating, you know, co-hosts and guest hosts. We won't be doing that. I'll be here 5 days a week. It's my show. And then Shawn and Andrew, Shawn goes by Nina's, you know, dressing room, and Andrew, her husband, is in there, and he, you know, they meet up, they dap up, and it's like, okay, we're going to dinner. And yeah, Shawn is thwarted. He wanted to talk to Nina, but he was thwarted. Leon, who is the boy toy, he wants to be a producer now. And it's like, you're terrible. You're terrible at what you do. You're not good. And Mo is like, you can't. You're stupid. And then they have sex in the back of the car. And I'm just like, We swoop back over to Heather. She's getting, you know, dressed for the evening, as white women do. They love to stand in the mirror or sit on the side of the bed in their robe and apply creams and lotions and things. You know, just in a very white way. I'm not saying we don't put on lotion before we go to bed, but white women have a way of sitting on the edge of the bed. If you ever watch white TV, you're going to see a white mother, usually blonde, sitting on the edge of the bed, putting on creams and lotions. And I'm just like, It's like a particular way they do it. Anyway, so she's standing in the mirror, putting on her creams and lotions, and then her son says, can I have some, her child, because we're not sure if this baby is trans or what. The child says, can I have some blush? And Heather says, no, not, you know, at this time of night it'll clog your pores. You know, that's a daytime activity. And the husband is like, do you hear yourself? Clog your pores? How dare you? You know, he shook. And then they have the slave take the kids to watch cartoons. And she's like, are you sure? Because it's time for bed. And I'm like, are you sure? You could just have them put the babies to bed. Like, y'all rich enough to have soundproof in the room if y'all gonna be fighting. But they're not fighting. They didn't fight. They took the babies off, you know, to watch cartoons. And then Heather goes and gets the book. Now, this is the holy book. This is the book. The Bible. That's the book for me. She gets the book, and I'm like, okay, we're going to have, you know, devotion. All right, well, let's have devotion. I thought we was going to fight, but we're going to have devotion. All right. So, I open up my Bible, and I'm turning, and we're going over to Ephesians, and I'm just like, okay, Ephesians, all right. And she hands him a paddle, and she's reading from the Bible, and I'm like, this is not the type of Bible study I've ever been to, but we gonna let it rock. So she's reading the Bible, and then he hits her with the paddle, and I'm like, I don't know if this is Bible study. And she's reading, and he hits her, and then you can see that she's getting some sort of like sexual arousal, and I'm like, ugh, y'all are getting kinky with the Lord's book. I cannot. I can't. I just can't. The Bible, y'all couldn't have just printed that scripture on a sheet of paper. That would have made me feel better. But this is the B.I.B. You know how many other good scriptures are in the Bible? And you desecrate them all with this foolery. I can't. Anyway, Maxine is sleeping with the doorman, Edison, and I just don't know. And then Kibby is walking down the street. You know, she's still very upset that her girlfriend cheated on her. And she sees a party across the road, and she is tempted. And she pulls up an Alcoholic Anonymous app on her phone. And I'm like, okay, well, hopefully she wants to come, but we're not sure. And then some girl shows up in Maxine's home and drops some flowers off and $300 and is asking, you know, the concierge questions. And I'm just like, what is this? And then the flowers say from an old friend. And I'm just like, this is suspicious. But yeah, that's what happened. Like, comment, and subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say. I will be back eventually. I don't know what's coming up next. It's Wednesday. Ain't nothing coming on tonight. I guess I'll be back for Iyanla if that's still going on. There wasn't one last week. I don't know if the season's up or what. But if not Iyanla, I'll be back for Claws and Potomac, you know, eventually. But yeah, all my info in the description. You know, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Tumblr, my Twitter, all of that good stuff is down there. And Matea's GoFundMe is down there as well. And that's it. So I'll see y'all eventually. Peace.